Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be going through some gameplay footage. I'm going to be trying to coach this guy, like review his gameplay. It's a completely different concept on my channel. Here are my stats if you're interested. Again, I'm not claiming I'm the best player, but I do feel like I've put in enough hours on this game to actually deliver some good gameplay tactics, what someone can be doing differently. And the whole point of this video is just to try to improve everyone who's watching as well as the guy who submitted it, which is Lunak, one of my top supporters on the channel. So shout out to him. And if you want to participate in this, all you have to do is join the Discord and submit your own video. I want to look into some ranked matches, but I think just to start it out, we're going to be looking at a casual TDM match here on Atika Heights. As you can see, I did skim a bit through this, so we're going to be starting it over here. I'm going to be pausing a lot, give the base information on what they can do here. Now, on Atika Heights specifically, the map is set up in a way that they are spawning on complete opposite sides. That is usually how it goes, but on this map specifically, most players tend to run on this left lane straight through, and the same applies on the other side. The enemy players will run through to your spawn, so it's a very common theme that spawns will get immediately flipped on Atika, especially in 6v6. However, one thing you need to realize is if you want to maximize the most amount of kills on Atika Heights, you need to play this head glitch on the statue thingy here. If you jump down here on the right, so you'll be able to see all of them running on the right side, just how he is running here on the left side now. So if you have a sniper, you can get some free easy kills. He has active camo, he could have pushed their head glitch and got some free kills there. It's very rare for someone to push up to this point like how he is pushing right now. He is going to be going for a flank route here through their spawn right now. And there you go, you can see one enemy spawned. He's not shooting them right away. Good trigger discipline. Sorry guys, I just realized I didn't record without audio. That's probably going to be really awkward to watch, but we are back with audio. So as we can see here, you got a beautiful flank on these guys. It's a nice assist there, and I believe he gets this kill as well. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the minimap here. What can you tell from the minimap and the minimap alone? This is without just looking where our teammates are on the map. We can simply just see that we have 3 teammates behind us. So that means our teammates are most likely just spawning behind us. If we look here at the kill feed, we see that 2 of our teammates died recently, and we can assume it's these 2 that got spawned back here. Then we also have Lunak running up, and then we have 2 other teammates that are currently firing 2 yellow squares, which would be the enemies. So we can automatically assume just by looking at that the enemies are spawning up in this top left quadrant, maybe even on this left lane, although it is very improbable since our teammates are here. So where they are fighting right now is where they are spawning, and you'll see Lunak reads the spawns here perfectly. And there you go, as you can see, they are spawning back here. Guy pops his barrier. A good play here would be to go up this ladder that's outside here, but I think he pops his active camera here and he repeaks, which he does. Oh my word, the aim. Gets that kill on David. Right there, there was no need for you to keep chanting that. Respect it though, this is casual. Like I said, please. I'm being like overly critical about everything. This is casual after all. You can tell people are running up here. So what I would have done in this situation differently is I would do what he's doing right now, focus on getting the kill. But right here, he has 43 HP to work with. There's a lot of cover right here. He could have just turned and tried to slide out of the way instead of chatting this with only around like 8 or 7 bullets. Again, gotta respect the chow here. If you want to know where the enemies are, we can already tell by looking at the map that they are fighting in this little area up here. So they are spawning where Lunak basically just died. Right there, not much he could have done. I mean, his teammate didn't shoot with him. They could have probably got that kill and he would have been alive. Okay, right here. A very good thing to do in this situation, especially on Atika, when you notice this area is completely clean and no one is sitting back here for sniper or whatever, and you know no one is close to you here, what you can do in this situation is you can play this head glitch, and it's one of the most broken head glitches in all of XDEFIANT basically. And you'll see here he plays this perfectly, gets a kill on the 1, and I believe he gets a kill on the 2nd as well. Okay, and right here he runs up to these guys, and he's surprising he gets that kill. I didn't think he would get that kill, to be fair. Even the first time when I watched that, I have no idea how he survived that. Right here, again, gotta respect the chow. He probably would have got that kill, although that was a little ballsy. Again, I'll explain after this entire thing what I think he should improve on mostly, even though I legit watched through this entire footage already. Right off the bat, I want you to just pay attention to a pattern that this guy is doing. So you'll notice that he just overcharges everything. I'm guessing he wants to try to maximize the most amount of kills. He doesn't care too much about dying, which is fair and casual. I mean, who cares about dying in casual? But for the most part, if you wanted to play a lot of these gunfights better, he would just prioritize retaking a gunfight from a different angle. Just want you to keep that in mind while watching this. Like I just said, I went through everything, so I already know. And you'll notice another thing, every time he respawns, he makes a very predictable play, which I'll address later, but let's go on with the gameplay here. No idea what that kid is doing. So right here again, he reads the spawns perfectly. We could just tell you by the minimap and just our team composition overall. They're going to be spawning on this left side. And even though our team is here, they will still be spawning here, believe it or not. That is just how XDEFIANT spawns work. Timed that jump wrong, got killed by the landmine, unfortunately. Okay, he's really eager to get this kill. Okay, so yeah, I have no idea what his team is doing. His team is, I'm sorry if anyone is watching this that is on his team, you guys are actually terrible. But anyway, right here we can observe that two things happened. One, someone placed a shield down here, and two of his teammates died, and he is in a pretty good position right now because he's not actively in this lane getting shot at. He already lost 20 HP, so the best thing in this scenario would be to pay attention to what the rest of your team is doing. And as we can see, there's a lot of our team members behind them. In the heat of the moment, when you're here, you don't really think about this. But what will happen now is that we already know, just judging by how his team got absolutely demolished on this side, we already know a lot of them are going to be in this little square here. So the teammates are probably going to be pushing the enemy team down here because they're going to want to get to cover, right? They don't want to be challenging them in the open. So their best bet is probably going to be to run down these stairs, the enemy team, or run back to where Lunak is standing. The best plays would be to take a defensive position and holding down this angle. He does unfortunately chow this, which, you know, ends up getting him killed, but there's not a lot you can do in that situation. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow, what a perfect frame to stop on. This is unlucky. Two people challenge him, and we know just by the one AFK player standing here, we know they are spawning up here. So there's not much you could do in that situation as well, considering he was already way too deep in when he pushed. When I went through this the first time, this was also a really fun thing to talk about. Remember when I said the Z-Ledge is overpowered if no one is on this side? Now we actually have someone on this side, so what should you do in this situation is what I want you to ask yourself. We already know the Z-Ledge is overpowered, but we can't use it now because we got someone here. So what is the best thing to do here? Do we just wing it and child these guys, or do we first take out this player? Obviously, we first go for this guy because they still need to run up these steps and get to this Z-Ledge. And he is in favor here because he actually has active camo. He can just pop and get the skill and then run away, reposition, do whatever he has to get these other two kills. Me personally, I would have just played this Z-Ledge and wait for them to peek me. But let's see how this plays out. Beautifully. I mean, he could have got that kill as well, but that wasn't bad at all. Do you see what I mean by the repetitive routes he's taking? Again, he's taking the same route. He has not been on the bottom floor once yet, and on TDM that doesn't matter as much because there isn't an objective down there for him to go contest. He is obviously maximizing kills and he doesn't want to be down there, but if you realize how important it is to actually take flank routes from below, you can get way more kills.
I'll brief you on the go.
Right there again, we are overchalling way too much. Right here, this was a good move. I don't know about popping the camera because they already saw you here. And yeah, you take cover perfectly. You could have just played this angle, but now your first wrongdoing here was you stepped in the fire, which is giving you burn damage. You did get the kill, so congrats on that. But now the problem is you already know someone is here. So why didn't you drop down here and run away? Because now again, you're left with 9 bullets and you are challenging. You're challenging David. We already know David is cracked out of his mind. Good ult pop. This was the first time I watched this as well. This was a great ult utilization because he knows they are spawning here, so he can try to get the max amount of kills with this pistol. I say that, but you know, we gotta take his aim with a grain of salt here. Okay, yeah, already he knows there's at least 4 people in this area that's going to be with him. They are spawning here, and this guy is going to challenge him immediately right away. So let's see how this plays out. He gets the kill, and he wants to rechild this, so he pops this camo. Gets that kill. That one as well. And what is that guy doing? Oh my word, you just got turned on, buddy. Good, you got 2 kills. Okay, again, he is taking a very repetitive route now for, I don't know, like fourth time, fifth time. There's definitely going to be people. He knows there's people here. So he's going to chow this. Gets the one. Good movement. Gets two. There, once again, the aim. Got to work on that aim. But yeah, that was not a bad push. It's difficult to assess these types of videos because everyone's going to be playing something differently. But an active camo is really overpowered if you use it on a head ledge. If you are sitting on a head ledge with active camo on and you get that first bullet down, you are more likely to win the gunfight. Especially in ranked, it's really overpowered. But in this situation, you are popping active camo when you know already someone is sitting in this corner. I would only pop active camo if I'm trying to flank someone or if I'm pushing into an area that I have zero intel on. Now, he does push into this little area here with his active camo, and they're not going to be able to see him initially. You can see David runs away. He gets that kill. And now I want you to pay attention purely at the minimap. The best principle in this game is to kill someone and then immediately look at the minimap afterwards. And in this moment, you'll see there's someone on this left corner running up. So he knows the moment he's going to peek, someone is going to be on these stairs watching him. He does have a teammate behind him, but we already know his teammates are not the best. So he swings this, and we don't know where the other guy was that peeked him from this corner. Okay, is he still here? That is something we don't know. But we can assume he's going to re-peek because that guy is not a bad player, right? Gets that kill, and right there, David re-peeks. And I don't know where this guy came from, but he's not the best. So he's in a pretty unlucky situation here. You are most likely dead in this situation either way, but you could have gone out with one kill if you just kept trying to chow David because that guy has horrible aim instead of trying to flick to someone else and getting that kill instead. Again, with the repetitive routes, we are taking the same gunfight again, and that guy is still sitting back here. You're more likely going to lose this gunfight. And obviously there are 3 people in front of him, and the thing that he's doing now is we already know just based off our previous gunfight that there are definitely going to be people down here. And right now you can see on the minimap, there's bullets glazing here. We know people are going to be here. And he does a very ballsy thing here of doing a wide swing chow. And in his favor, those 2 guys were horrible. He did get the 2 kills, but probably would have been best to take that approach differently. Maybe go sit on this head ledge over here. And again, he's going back to the same area for, I don't know, this is now like the 3rd time. He does get 2 kills though. And I think he gets that one too. 3 kills, beautiful. Again, against better players, that wouldn't have worked because they would have probably been rotated up into your spawn. So yeah, he's flanking their spawn. He's going to get a few kills here. The aim. The MDR does have some tough recoil, so can't really blame it on the man. Okay, your reaction time to that nade was questionable, to say the least. We can see there's no activity going on this side of the minimap. However, there was clearly a fire drone. I can't remember what it was, like a bomb drone or something that flew over here. So he knows someone is here. And just, again, judging by our teammates' layouts here, it's more likely that a lot of them are going to be up here. And right here, takes a nice head ledge. No idea what that kid is doing, but he gets that kill. Again, he didn't expect this guy to be here, but that is pretty much expected if you are familiar with the spawns and you just pay attention to the minimap. But also, he decided to run through the flames, gun-ho style. Let's go. As you can see by the scoreboard, he's definitely not doing terrible. Again, we have talked about the repetitive route several times now. He is taking the same route again. And in his scenario, this works out pretty well because the guys you're playing against are not that aware. So you can just keep taking this route over and over and he'll probably just farm all the kills. Good spray on that guy. Okay, right here. Okay, yeah, I remember this. So any good player would probably just stop behind this head ledge and just chow this guy first. But he does something that, I think he probably realized was a mistake. He jumps out here to the left. And what happens here? Obviously, he is exposed to 1, 2, 3 players watching him. So that is why you don't ego chow everything, especially in this scenario where you definitely just saw 2 people. And one of them being David, which is their better player. So in this scenario, I would have just stayed behind this head ledge and tried to take the fights. But he goes wide here. He could have gotten 3 kills there at least. He gets that kill on David. Very nice. Like, what are these kids doing, bro? I mean, okay. Okay, that's a nice little 3-piece. Gotta give it to him. Again, he plays his AD beautifully. This is one of the best hate leeches in the entire game. And even this guy with his sonar goggles won't be able to kill him. Right here, even in this situation, if I was in the situation, I would have probably died here as well, because you're way too focused on killing someone here, especially you're focused on this guy with his goggles. And you'll look here on the minimap, someone is creeping up, shooting, and I would have probably assumed this was my teammate shooting at the guy with the goggles, not an enemy, so I give him the benefit of the doubt here. I would have done the same. Now, you might have noticed he's been on his goggles now for quite some time, and he hasn't used them, and he could have probably brought it back for the team if he used this earlier on, because now you're giving them way too much room to work with. 3 kills, that is going to happen in a matter of a second.
Can't predict how this
Does pop it here. Oh my days. Gets 1, gets 2. Gets 2 there. Could have saved the game there, but overall, that was not a terrible game. I would say, though, the enemies didn't look the best. I'm not going to even talk about the teammates. But overall, for this guy, like I just mentioned, he takes way too many repetitive routes. He takes the same route over and over and over again. And for people that are going to be better players, way more situationally aware than his enemies, especially in ranked, if you're just going to keep on taking the same route and route and route, people are going to be expecting you to come there every time. They're going to throw nades at your way. You're going to die more. Stop ego chatting when there's more than 3 people. Try, get a kill, sit behind cover, reload, take some time, heal up, and go for the next kill, unless you know it's 2 terrible players and you want to go for the flashy clip, which I respect. But yeah, overall, not a bad thing. Remember, if you want to submit these clips, you can drop them down below. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.